And I've got to be totally honest, up until about 5 years ago, I don't think I'd ever heard the term gaslighting before. I hear it all the time now. It's part of the lexicon. In 2022, it was Merriam-Webster's word of the year. Gaslighting, defined as the slow manipulation of someone over time, which causes them to question their own perception of reality. Sound like anyone you might know? Sound like an entire political party you might be familiar with? Sound like an entire industry, the media, that lies to you on a daily basis? Joe Biden and the Democrats have raised gaslighting to an art form. And now, 40 days before Joe Biden comes to an end in Washington, he's trying to convince you, the American people, that he is handing Donald Trump the best economy in American history.
President-elect Trump is receiving the strongest economy in modern history, which is the envy of the world. I'm going to say something outrageous. I don't know anybody who wouldn't change their economy with ours. Can you think of one? Any major nation that says, I want to trade, I don't want to trade, I'll keep mine, I like what I'm doing?
Of course, that's not true. If that were true, Kamala Harris would be president-elect right now. But Joe Biden is still trying to gaslight the American people. He's still trying to trick you into questioning your own reality. Maybe prices aren't so bad. Maybe I'm wrong. But you're not wrong. And 11/5 was the day that we all collectively snapped out of it. And after Joe Biden, it was Karine Jean-Pierre's turn to tell us all about the historic economic turnaround that I guess we've all just missed.
So this afternoon, President Biden delivered a major address on his economic legacy. After decades of trickle-down economics, President Biden has written a new playbook that's growing the economy from the middle out and the bottom up. His administration has delivered the strongest recovery in the world.
In reality, of course, Joe Biden gave us the second highest inflation rate in history. Only Jimmy Carter dealt with higher inflation. In reality, gas prices under Joe Biden were the highest in history. At one point, the national average in this country was just over $5 a gallon. And there's this. The rest of the media is so confused right now, so confused by their lack of standing, so confused by their place in the world that they are openly celebrating the murder of an innocent man. By this man right here, alleged murderer Luigi Mangione. Somehow, in the eyes of the media, little Luigi is a hero, an icon, even a sex symbol for losers, while Daniel Penny, an actual hero, is still being treated like a criminal, which is just another symptom of the upside-down world that we've been dealing with for the last 4 years. Luigi Mangione is accused of murdering the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, a 50-year-old father of 2 teenage boys, in cold blood in Midtown Manhattan last week. 2 kids that will not be with their dad on Christmas in 2 weeks. 2 kids that will be affected by this for the rest of their lives. Brian Thompson, a guy that nobody really talks about, a guy that made it all the way to the top in a really tough competitive business. He came from nothing. That's worth mentioning. His dad was a farmer. He went to the University of Iowa and became CEO of the largest healthcare company in America. That's the American dream. He was only 50, but he's dead now because of a guy that had every opportunity in the world. A guy that went to an elite prep school, went to an Ivy League college, a guy that came from a really rich family, and the media is parading him around, Luigi Mangione, like he's a Hollywood star. Take a look.
There's a lot to unpack here, including his six-pack would be among the things you need to unpack.
He did post yes. Yeah.
This is a very attractive man. I am attracted to the shooter. And I have to just say, not exactly my type. I mean, objectively handsome.
I think once you kill someone,
not exactly my type. Yeah. Like in that category, kind of the Boston Marathon bomber was kind of a little bit more.
Oh my God.
Okay. I wish the healthcare system would address that, because that right there is a clinical illness. This very attractive man, and I'm attracted to the shooter, he's objectively handsome. That's what he said. Tim Miller, who appears on MSNBC on a weekly basis and used to work for Jeb Bush. That is a very confused man right there. Luigi Mangione, by the way, not objectively attractive. I actually think he's kind of goofy looking in the same vein as like Joe Tsarnaev, the Boston Marathon bomber, who Rolling Stone put on their cover and called him the bomber. The same stupid hair, the same stupid look. But the rest of the media are convinced that just because Luigi has washboard abs, he's somehow a good murderer. Take a look.
The reaction online is also just such a reinforcement of how much aesthetics, attractiveness, I mean, like the shallowness of the American people, the American people who are online, we'll say, is very much on display here. Part of, yes, there's absolutely a bubbling anger about the inequity in the country writ large and in the healthcare system, no question. But so much of the clips we were watching at the top of this segment are driven by the fact that this is an attractive
And we got to
person.
drop the banner to show why.
And it is deeply troubling that we are celebrating this person who's committed cold-blooded murder because, he clearly went to the gym.
Apparently, Luigi also had some issues in the bedroom. He reportedly cannot be intimate because of a back problem. He had spinal issues. I guess the New York Times writing that, according to one of his friends, Luigi knew that dating and being physically intimate with his back condition was not possible. Well, Luigi, guess what? You'll do just fine in prison. With abs like that, I imagine you'll be pretty popular. So you've got that problem solved. And you'll also have a pretty good health care package if you do go to jail. And I'm not laughing at Luigi's apparent misfortune. I'm pointing out Luigi's new reality. That could be his reality. And the hero worship continued last night when Jimmy Kimmel described how his staff is obsessed with Luigi. Take a look.
Everyone is obsessed. People are saying a New York jury has the power to find him innocent because we all love him. I'm not mad at him. Please tell me you're as obsessed as I am with this handsome CEO killer. Yes, so many questions, like, can I fix you? And Veronica says, I need him so bad. No, like so bad, so bad. Okay, so I would visit him in prison and bake him cookies maybe, perhaps more, but I haven't thought that far ahead. And it's not just women. This is from the husband of one of our staffers. Did you see the assassin? Yes, I'm so upset. Like, excuse me, LOL. I'm about to be a jailhouse bride. Because damn Shorty is so fine. I'm dead or willing to be.
That's one of the problems with our culture today. Right now, the media, article after article, it's all day with this stuff. It's been all week. They're trying to make the case that because Luigi had issues in the bedroom, he was somehow justified killing an innocent 50-year-old man who, in all likelihood, had never heard about Luigi Mangione before. I'm also pretty sure that the Ten Commandments makes it pretty clear, thou shalt not kill. It doesn't say, well, if your back hurts and you had surgery and then you can't have sex anymore, you should take out that anger on the CEO of a healthcare company. I'm pretty sure it doesn't say that. And what's dangerous here, the gaslighting from the media has gotten so bad that they are now passively endorsing a murderer. And by doing that, what do you think is going to happen next? This is the same language, the same attitude that almost got Donald Trump killed. If it's okay, even cool, to take out the CEO of a healthcare company, why stop there? What about a Wall Street executive, a big pharma executive, a politician? Why stop there? I hope it doesn't happen, of course, but that's the message. In New York, right down the street from where I am right now, people are posing for pictures at the murder scene. I've been to Dallas, Texas. I visited Dealey Plaza. Yes, I took a picture, but I wasn't there 3 days after Kennedy was shot. GoFundMe has had to take down multiple pages raising money for Luigi's legal defense. There's even an online petition right now to get Joe Biden to pardon Luigi Mangione. And one of Luigi's Ivy League professors had to take down her social media account after she celebrated the murder of Brian Thompson with purple hair. Let's look. Elizabeth Warren, someone who should be really sensitive to this kind of thing, given her fake connection to Native American culture, kind of seems to hint that Thompson had this coming.
So look, terrible for individuals, but stop and think overall about the social contract. You know, part of the deal in how we've kept this democracy, this economy, this country on a fairly steady path for more than 200 years has been that those at the top pay a little more in taxes, are a little less rich than they otherwise might be, and everybody else at least gets a chance.
Yeah.
And what happens when you turn this into the billionaires run it all is they get the opportunity to squeeze every last penny.
You heard it there. They get the opportunity to squeeze every last penny. Do you see what the fake Indian did right there? The billionaires get to squeeze every last penny. The implication being, so sometimes you got to take out those billionaires. The message is clear. It was subtle, but clear. And it turns out there is a medical term for all of this. It's called, and I'm not a doctor, but it sounds a lot like people like Tim Miller, Elizabeth Warren, Casey Hunt are all suffering from something called hybristophilia, which is defined as someone who has sexual interest in people who have committed violent crimes. Think about Ted Bundy. He murdered dozens of women, and he got thousands of letters from women who were in love with him when he was in prison. Hybristophilia, a clinical condition that people really suffer from. I guess you just don't expect it from journalists, the same people who are tasked with delivering your news every day. Which brings us back to gaslighting, right where we started. The Luigi Mangione worship, the Joe Biden is healthy and fit to serve for another 4 years. It's all a symptom of the exact same thing from the media. A media that is totally lost, and now they just can't figure out what to do.
But we're at a point where if the President of the United States is going to say legacy media is dead, well, I guess Musk said that. Legacy media is dead.
And he wants it dead. He wants other media.
But it is kind of, sort of hobbling right now. And I don't know how it recovers.
Leslie, I've got a suggestion. Why don't you start by telling the truth for once? Just tell the truth. Stop lying to people. Stop pretending that 60 Minutes still matters. Daniel Penny is a hero objectively. And what he did on the subway probably saved lives. And Luigi, right now, is the lead suspect in a cold-blooded assassination. Those are the facts today. To Joe Biden and KJP, stop lying. Stop pretending you fixed the economy. You ruined the economy in 4 short years. And as soon as we all start telling the truth about what's really going on every day and stop the gaslighting and the lying, we are all going to be in a much better place.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.